Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman, W4CY Radio, and this is the Positively Pipeman segment with our resident expert in business and some powerful business strategies from Next Step CFO. Let's welcome to the show, Michael Barbarita. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Dean?
I'm doing great,
good,
and
good.
I'm very appreciative that you're here.
All right, that's good. Yeah, today I want to talk about a concept that I find incredibly interesting, and that is what I call client appreciation days. So what you have to do is you have to find strategic partners who have the same customers as you do, or the same type of customers as you do, and attract the same market. And what you do is you put on quarterly appreciation days for those businesses' clients. So, for example, I'm doing them for CPA firms. And if any CPA firm would like, by the way, if any CPA firm would like to, if any CPA is listening and they would like their firm to have client appreciation days, I'll be happy to do that for them. Way it works is, first of all, there's no work on the part of the CPA firm in this example that I'm giving you. They're going to get the benefit of the value that I bring through business strategies that their competition isn't doing, and they're going to be looked upon as adding that value. The cost is zero, and I share 10% of the revenue with them if I am to get a client. Now, in my particular case, I'm going to have webinars for their clients. They're going to send the emails out. I'm going to prepare the emails that they send out to their clients. And see, the problem that CPA firms have is that they're so inundated with tax work that they really can't get into what traditionally they've been perceived to provide, which is business advice. And so by having me do these client appreciation days, I'm going to be giving that business advice, strategies that their competition isn't doing. And so that are going to be adding tremendous value to their clientele, and it's going to improve their retention. Because one of the problems CPA firms have today, and they have a few of them, one of them is there is nobody getting back into the business. There's nobody getting into the business. And the reason is that all the college kids that are even contemplating for a second to major in accounting know that the hours are brutal. So they're not becoming accounting majors, and therefore there's a lack of people entering the business and the industry. The other thing is that the average age of a CPA is in its about mid-60s, which is retirement age. I should say the CPA firm owners is retirement age for a lot of them, and so they're looking to get out. And so the supply of CPA firms is shrinking, the demand is increasing, and the quality of work is going down because they just can't handle this all the demand. So
I'm here to testify that is factual.
Okay.
Because when I was in college, I was a double major, pre-med and accounting. I changed the accounting to marketing. Why? Because at the time I was working for Prudential Insurance of America, and I remember being out on a sales call with a CPA who was a CPA for 10 years, and I was doing his financial needs analysis. And after doing that is when I determined I did not want to become a CPA because I was 21 years old, making 4 times the amount of this CPA while I was going to college. I'm like, all that work he's doing, and this is all he makes.
That's right. And when I was at school, a lot of people changed from accounting to marketing because it was perceived to be easier. So that was the other angle. That's the other issue.
It probably is easier because accounting is hard.
Right. So, but the value that you're able to add to your partners, clients, is tremendous. And so it works in many industries, by the way. I just happen to use my particular industry as an example, but there is no cost to the CPA. Your firm, or my firm in this case, would prepare the emails that they would send to their clients. They would obviously approve them before they went out, and it would be a quarterly business advisory webinar, in my case, to their clients, adding tremendous value. And of course, during this webinar, I would make an offer. I would make an offer for a private meeting, and if I land a client through that process, the CPA firm gets 10% revenue share.
Well, and worked same for me because I ended up, I was at Prudential. I was in the financial business. I became a certified financial planner, and I would do seminars.
Yeah.
And I would work with accountants to have them either come and speak or to promote it to their clients, as they are a great center of influence. And then everybody was happy.
Right.
So yes, I'm a firm believer in what you're saying with these client appreciation days, for sure.
And so what I'm also doing is I've got a 3 or 4 minute video that shows an example of the content. I have a 45-minute video too, but I have 3 to 4 minute videos that I give to the CPA who's interested in having me do client appreciation days, so he understands the context of the content that I provide. And like I said, they look like heroes as a result, and then they get a 10% revenue share, and they don't do any additional work, and it's no burden on their staff, except for the person who sends the email, and usually that's a simple constant contact thing, or whatever they use. So to me, these are very valuable, and another way for people, for business owners, to make strategic relationships and get a piece of their partners' clients, who are the same clients that they work with. In my case, these are business owners that I work with, and so the CPA firms have a carte blanche right into them, and that gives me an opportunity. And the other thing, Dean, is it's very difficult to get people to a webinar these days, or to any type of event, except when there's connective tissue. And what do I mean by that? Where they're a client of a particular CPA firm, or I was having success bringing people to a webinar because I was a BNI member and they were BNI members. That connective tissue increases the credibility of the event, for whatever reason, but it does. And so, because of that connective tissue between the CPA firm's client and the CPA firm, you're able to get what I call Muhammad to the mountain. You're able to get people to the webinar, and it works really well.
Tony Robbins used to do the same thing, I didn't know that. He would go to companies and get the companies to bring their whole crew to his seminars, and it became even I used to do it, okay, we're going on a field trip, we're all going to a seminar, and people didn't really have a choice that, they went, but it benefited everybody, is the bottom line, and it just became a part of how to do business.
Terrific. Yeah. So it's a great way to to spread the word about your product or service, and you do it in the form of client appreciation. That's exactly the wording that you use.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, the financial business, all the seminars are worded with that client appreciation dinner.
Right.
Client appreciation dinner.
Right.
So tell everybody how they can find out more from you, and how they can, reach out to you and maybe do some business together to effectively use these strategies that you're giving.
Well, what I'd like to do, Dean, is I want to give away, I have this little template that I like giving away to people who are interested in getting and preparing a position of market dominance, which, if you recall from previous shows, it's the first two steps of the conversion formula: the captivate, which is the problem the customer has and doesn't want, and the fascinate, which is the solution they want they can't find. And what I have is a little template that shows you where you stand with coming up with a position of market dominance, and it helps drive your thinking to develop one. And I think it's very valuable for your audience. All they have to do is go to nextstepcfo.net/contact, and then fill out the contact form and put in the message box, put PMD for position of market dominance, and I'll send that template right out to them.
All right. Sounds beautiful. Once again, a wealth of information, and thank you for being our expert for those businesses out there that are connected to the show. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thanks for having me, Keith.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.